It's time. I'm gonna start my own YouTube series. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I've just been waiting for the right time. We're gonna go through all my training, what I do to prep for all the trail races, marathons, half marathons, whatever it is I'm doing in my training. Strength work, mobility, core, running, track, everything. Nutrition, the whole lot. Whoa, margins are really low. I'm currently out for a dog jog. This day next week I'll be traveling to Norway to take on the 80k eco trail. Super excited. Myself and Dalga will be taking it on together, so I will bring you everything that I'm going to do from today till after the race, including packing my bag, everything between now and then. Enjoy. The branches are so wet. This one's Milo and this one's Rocky. When I head out with the dogs, I actually use it as quite a good way just to get some aerobic miles in. I also find it more time efficient to walk the dogs when I'm running, and plus I get a better exercise in also. There we have it. 30 minutes, easy trails with the dogs, down the downs. 7 days to go till race day. Morning. It is 4:30. Today's mission, I'm just on my way to collect Brian. We're exactly 7 days out from race day. We're gonna go do 3 hours of the Eco Wicklow Trail starting in Bray. We chose to go by hour so we don't put ourselves to a limitation of distance, and we look at more time on our feet as opposed to trying to get distance done in on time. It's gonna be a cracker. Rising. Check out the low clouds. So sick. We are 14k, hour and 25 minutes. Yeah, another hour and a half. Complete 30 k's, 3 hours, 1,000 meters of elevation, and the day is completely changed. It's Tuesday morning. The sun is out. It's an absolute cracker of a day. On our way down to the coffee run. Every Tuesday morning we have a community run starting at 6:30 for 7k. Let's see how it goes. First thing to mention, I think, is that the Eco Trail in Oslo actually has a really small mandatory checklist, which is great for the longer distance. It means you're not really packing too much stuff and you don't have to have a lot of weight with you, which for me is absolutely fantastic. I use this Salmon 5 litre trail pack. I have done for all my races since I started in ultra. Kind of has a sentimental value because I've never replaced it, and this one is just perfect for this race. I was actually going to pack my Columbia Seamed rain jacket, but now that it's not on the mandatory checklist, I am hesitant whether I'm going to bring it or not, purely from a weight factor and just not having that additional thing in my backpack. But this is the first time that I'm actually going to race an ultra on all sports nutrition. I have worked out that I will run, my max is 90 grams of carbs per hour and my minimum is 60 grams of carbs per hour, and I'll stick within that. Reason I'm picking a max and a minimum is because I feel that, well, I know that I would use 90 grams of carbs in my threshold. So when I ran a half marathon in January, I actually used 5 gels over 80 minutes, which is 30 grams of carbs per gel, and I took 3 of them on the hour, or on every 20 minutes. So my plan for this race is I actually use a 300 ml bottle and not a 600 ml bottle. Reason being, 2 reasons. I actually find them more comfortable to have in my bag rather than having the big 500 ml ones that are hard to put in and out. It also makes the drink mix that I use a little bit more concentrated, and I prefer that because it actually gets the carbs into my system quicker. So I find these super helpful rather than using the 500, and from a hydration standpoint of view, I don't think that it hinders me because I tend to take care of all my hydration prior to the race. I will have these guys, a few of these in a Ziploc bag. These are Precision Hydration 1500 milligrams of sodium. If something does crop up and I do feel like I am having issues with hydration, these guys will be here for backup. Also, the great thing about the Precision Hydration carb drink is that it actually has 1000 milligrams of sodium. The other thing I love about this is the quantity of actual powder that goes into the water is quite minimal, so it's easy to pack. I usually just take little plastic Ziploc bags and make one portion of that into a Ziploc bag, and I'll have it in my trail pack bag. I will have 60 grams of carbs in each one of those, and each one of those will have 1000 milligrams of sodium. So one bottle should do me for every hour. And if I need to up my calorie intake for any reason, I will have 5 of these and 5 of these. These guys are absolute gold for the trails. Really easy to dissolve, really easy to eat. They're like a gummy. You can eat them while you're going uphill or even downhill or on the flats. It actually doesn't matter, but they're absolute gold. After that, I'll be wearing a race belt. I find these super handy rather than looking for safety pins on the day. These guys are like €10 on Amazon. They save a whole headache. No safety pins. Put it around your waist, put 2 holes in the bib number and put it on. Super handy to have. The shoe that I am wearing is the Hoka Mafate absolute magic shoe. If you are into Hokas and you've been wearing speed goats or ATRs and you haven't tried these guys out, I highly recommend you try them out. I wear the Mach 5 as my road runner, and I find that these guys are a really good transition from the Mach 5 into the Mafate from road to trail, as they have the very similar, it's the very same mid-fly, pro-fly midsole. There's not a huge amount of response from it, but I think in comfort and robustness, there's no twist in the side. They're quite hard, like that's me putting a lot of pressure on them. Very good. Also, these are 4mm lugs, and I think the ones on the speed goats are 3mm lugs. So there is a few advantages to these. I think they're a great summer dry trail shoe. They also work if it's wet and slippy. The lugs really play a huge factor. The other addition I find in them is that they feel like a road shoe. So if it is a good summer dry trail and it does have a mix of road and trail, which Oslo Eco does, these are going to play a huge part in comfort, and I'm super excited to take them for a really, really long run. I've been using them in my training for about 4 months now. Other than that, we'll have my inner fight gear, we'll have a race t-shirt, race shorts and a hat. I don't envisage bringing a jacket. And that's really it. That's how everything looks for race day. To sum up what the race plan is for Saturday, I'm hoping to run
sub 8 hours for 80k. My plan is to run 10k per hour. I'm hoping that I can run 10k in 55 minutes and bank 5 minutes per hour, depending on what I should need that for. If it's to stop, to re-water, to refuel, that kind of thing, maybe just to buy myself 5 minutes. If I don't need the 5 minutes, I'll just bank them and I'll continue to run. Then in terms of nutrition, as I said, it'll be 10k per hour running, and in that hour I'll be looking at minimum 60 grams of carbs per hour, maximum 90 grams of carbs per hour. I envisage that my calorie intake will become greater as the race goes on. I won't be needing as much in the start of the race, but I envisage from hour 4 onwards that I will start to consume 90 grams of calories instead of 60, just to preempt any fatigue or any lack of energy, and to kind of keep that kind of momentum going to be able to consistently run 10k an hour for 8 hours. Anything better than that, I will be absolutely chuffed. And the course plays a huge favour in the last 20k. It is all descending and flat. I imagine this is when you're coming down out of the Oslo mountains and you're coming back down into Oslo itself. I feel that keeping good legs for the first 60k and being disciplined in running 10k per hour and staying good with my fueling and my hydration will leave enough room for me being able to put pace in the last 20k. This is all hearsay, but we will see what happens on the day. We've just landed in Oslo. It is 2 days till race day. Just finished our shakeout run. We're heading into Anton Sports to collect our bibs. It is race day in Oslo. We've just got here. The early start started at 6:15 and we are off at 7 a.m. in 15 minutes. Crowds are starting to build. Very excited. Never ran this course before, never done any recce's. It's gonna be a good day.
A little bit more, it might reach 20, a little bit more than 20.
This is a vibe. Look at these guys camping. Woo. We've had it all today. And now we have this.
That is a wrap for this episode. We have been back in Ireland a few days now. We've been just catching up on sleep, catching up on a few bits of admin and getting back into the groove of the week. The race went really well. Could not be happier with my performance. Ran as per predicted. I ran 7 hours 49 minutes, sub 8 hours for 81k. Came first in my age category and 7th overall. The big win was hitting my predictions, and also I've never felt this good going into an ultra, coming during an ultra and coming out the other end of an ultra. I have 2 bad toenails and that's it. Everything else is 100%. I am very fatigued. I have cognitive fatigue. I'm quite tired, but it's all part of the process really, and we're looking forward to just resting this week, and then we'll get back to some light training next week if we're feeling up to it. If not, I'm absolutely so content with how that went, and if it takes a little bit longer to recover, so be it. That's it for now. Tune in the next episode and see what's going on. Thanks.